welcome back to the Her Story, My Story podcast. This is your host, Abby and Jayne, and today we're just going to jump right in talking about all the things that we brought with us to Rwanda and maybe some things that we wish we had brought. Come along and join us. We are so happy you are here.
Because one thing for sure, and two things for certain, we know what it's like to go without electricity for a few hours. Well, we had one whole day before, right? A day and a half or something like that before.
Yeah, so about that, it's even last week, when we were here recording this podcast and we went the whole day without internet, not just without electricity, but without internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so low. There's
I
so many things. I am so reliant on the internet. It's for my own livelihood. It's the livelihood of my family. Like I work online, I do school
mm-hmm.
online, I
Mm-hmm.
get resources for homeschooling online,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like we're sitting there and I hate to say it, it's like, what are we gonna do now? Like
Girl,
hang out and outside?
you're not
Which
alone. Like that time we didn't have it, not this past time, but when we didn't have it for an extended period of time, I was a couple days or whatever,
yeah.
Innocent was like, he'll get our food and take it to his house. I'm like, that time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what made me going through that. I think that was the same time when I was considering like, oh, maybe I want to go back to the States. But not considering it actually. I was more missing being in the States. And I had to really sit and think about it. Like, do I miss it? Or do I miss the reliability of like internet? And so that's basically what's crazy though? Because I grew up without internet. I was born in the 80s. We did not have internet in my house. Even up until when let's see, I think they sold that house when I was in my 20s. We were well into the internet age.
Well, you're like 20 years younger than me, if not a little more.
Yeah. So
So
I'm 39.
imagine.
Yeah. In 1986. Woo, that means we're going to be 40 this year. All my
That's a good
86 people.
age. But yeah, we didn't have, of course, we didn't have internet. In my house, we didn't have cell phones. I mean, it was back then, if you went on a date or even out with your friends, like if we went out, my dad would be like, all right, make sure you have a dime at least. Like he was like,
Did you
never
use a
go out.
payphone?
Yes, like if you needed to call someone, you needed that dime, right? He's like, never go out broke, but if you don't have anything, at least have a dime so you can call call me to come get you. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But even if we didn't have the internet, we still had power. I don't
Right,
remember going out of power growing up except for, when there was a storm. Something,
right.
and I
Something had to
think
happen.
so. Yeah. So it's crazy how I feel now being here on the continent and we go a whole day without internet or we go a whole 2 or 3 days without power and internet.
Have we
And
ever
it's
experienced three
devastating.
days? Have we ever experienced three, or was it two? I can't really
I feel like it
remember.
was 3 days because, or maybe it was like 2.5 days because I think it
Okay.
was like maybe evening when the power went out. And our landlord was like, oh, we're trying to get it resolved. And they figured out it was a power box. Call it the cash box here. What facilitates the power in it to go through all of our units. And it was not enough cash power, is not enough to sustain all the electricity that was flowing through all these units. So
Well, two things that I remember. I wrote your husband and I said, it's crazy how this experience of having no electricity um, changes my mood. Initially, I wasn't feeling bad. And I was like saying to Benno, you know what? There's worse things. This is Africa. We're going to be all right. It's going to come back on. Just trying to be positive and stuff. And then I looked at something or heard something, read something that said that some countries in Africa only have electricity for 3 hours. Remember, I came
You
to your
told me
house and I
that.
said that, and that helped me put things in perspective, right? But I want to say, because I've been spoiled, is that after the first day, that optimism was like getting low. It was getting low. Now, I also want to say that some creativity came out of that time too, because I sat down at this counter and I started. It was around Letitia's, your mother-in-law's birthday. Her birthday was coming, and she was planning on celebrating. So I made her a card, something I hadn't done in a long time. I had not made a greeting card in a long time. So I sat and made her a card. I read my word. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I think that's when that was right around Shabbat too. And we did get creative, because even though we were without power, we could still turn on our stove because it's a gas
I love that
powered.
here.
We still had our cook, come and light the stove, and that's when I used your Wonder Bag for the first
Yes,
time.
yes, that's right.
Yeah, so that was actually pretty cool to kind of test that out. So Wonder Bag is an African invention. It works very similar to like crock pot, only much more innovative, if you will,
Yeah.
because it's literally material and it's a bag, but it keeps your food hot for hours and it
Mm-hmm.
cooks it low and slow, just like a crock pot.
Right.
And that meal was delicious.
Yeah, you were the first person to use my Wonder Bag, right? It's so funny because when we were still in the States, I was a prepper. I don't know how else to express it. I might as well just give into it. I was a prepper. So I was constantly learning about new things to have in case of emergency and all that. And when I saw that Wonder Bag, I was like, what? And I remember when we were packing up to leave, my mom was like, you want that? You gonna use that Wonder Bag? Yes, I'm gonna use my Wonder Bag, Mom. You can have anything else. But I'm taking my Wonder Bag because I had never used it. And I was so excited for the possibility of using it rather. And yeah, it's a good thing to have. It's a good thing to have in the house. So you first bring your pot to a boil,
Yes.
your food to a boil,
You have
and
to
then
visibly see it bubbling on top
yes, yes,
and then let it bubble for 20 minutes
yes, and then put
before
it
you put it
into
in the Wonder
right.
Bag.
And the meal is fantastic.
Yes.
And
I'm
I
telling you,
mean,
that
like
chicken was like butter falling off that fork.
and like y'all do, it's great for Shabbat.
It's great for Shabbat.
You put that
Mhm.
thing on the night before or early in the
Mhm.
morning, however you wanna do it.
Mhm.
It's a great tool. It's a
Mhm.
great thing.
So, there's so many people who are contemplating moving to Africa. So maybe this is a good thing to talk about as
Yeah,
far as what did we bring, maybe what did we not bring, and what did we wish we brought.
yeah.
We brought quite a bit, it's me and my husband and my 3 boys, so I had to when I was packing, it was so stressful because you can only bring so much. So what Jay and I did when we moved here, we got those totes from Costco. They're like the big black totes with the yellow lids. We packed these totes and brought them with us on the airplane, and we checked them in, and we found that was the easiest way to bring stuff. A lot of times people think about doing shipping containers or they think about having things I think it's air freight method, different things like that. But as far as like immediate item, things that we needed, we shipped them over with us on the airplane. So I don't know, Janie. I don't know if you want me to start with this one because there's a lot of stuff that we needed that we brought. Like if I start with the baby, what was really helpful is we brought a pack and play because that pack and play functioned as his crib. Very safe and it folds up nicely, but it does add weight. And when you bring items like that because we couldn't fit it into a regular sized tote, so we had to get an extra large tote. And we found out through the airline that we were traveling with is the bigger size tote was accepted, but they're not as concerned about the size of it as they are about the weight. So that was helpful for us to know. So we got this oversized tote from Lowe's, I think. And we were able to put the pack and play inside, and that was a game changer. and then he wasn't walking yet, so we had, like, a little thing for him to we called it his little I can't remember what we called it, but it had wheels on it, and it was a circle.
The walker.
The walker. Yeah,
Mhm.
a little baby walker. Oh, we called it, like, a saucer because it looks like a
Okay.
little, like, outer space alien saucer, and we just stick him in there, and he just, like, run around everywhere.
Uh-huh.
So but that's just the baby. And then my kids, I'm like, "What are they gonna play with when we get here?" So we packed a whole tote full of Magna-Tiles. That was heavy.
Mhm.
And clothes, some kitchen stuff. Yeah.
And would you say that it was worth doing? Because as you said, some people get a shipping container, some people air freight send things by air freight. And I'm wondering, like if you have a shipping container and you get it here and everything, do you have to pay? Is it a customs thing? I'm
Mhm.
not really familiar, but taxes on the items
Mhm.
that you bring,
Mm.
or or yeah, I think someone mentioned that you have to tell them that it's used, it's not new items.
Yes.
Because if it's if it's just your household items, they've been used before. Oh, the lady said, open the box. Make sure the boxes are open.
Yes.
So then you don't have to worry about paying extra.
Yes. That part because and I think that's because, being in Africa, a lot of stuff that's here is imported, and it is like there's a lot of offshoring that happens here, so, um, I wouldn't put it past anybody to ship a shipping container full of stuff just to resell it
So they
here.
can sell
That's
it.
pretty
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Which I think is why so in answer to your question, bringing a shipping container over here can be quite expensive because of that. So you have to pay for the whole part of just having it shipped. And then once it gets here, it has to go through customs. And on top of that, you have to itemize every single thing that's in your shipping container so it can be
Mhm.
accounted for. And my understanding is that they open your shipping container and they go through everything. So it's quite a process. And I'm telling you, even just to have something mailed here, if the item is above $50, this is the last time I was having a conversation with some other people that live here. If you have an item shipped here that was $50 or more, they're going to charge you tax on it and they're going to charge you custom fees. So you wind up paying double just to have that item shipped here. So if you bought something that was $50, you would probably have to pay another $50 to $100 just to get it.
Right. So the best thing to do is what you guys did. Get the totes and bring these things with you. And if you're over the weight, the
Mhm.
allowable weight, you can decide to take something out or just pay the difference, right?
Mhm.
You're still not going through the expense that you would incur if you send it over in a shipping container,
Mhm.
right? It worked out
Yes.
better for you guys. Did
Yes.
anybody go through your stuff when you got here?
Oh, yeah. Because they wanted to know because we had so many totes. We had so there's 2 free check bags for each person. Even
Mhm.
I think the baby was like 1 check bag. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So we had at least 8 free totes. And then on top of that, I think we added like maybe 6 more totes. We had a lot of totes and they were like big ones. My husband started a freeze drying company here. So he brought a lot of freeze dried goods over too,
Mhm.
which apparently it's an anomaly here. They're like, "What is this?" They wanted to open up his totes and they were trying to ask him like, "What's inside of these Mylar bags? What is this?" And he said, "It's just food. It's pineapple. It's meat. It's rice. It's
Mhm.
regular food. It's freeze dried." So they went through a lot of our stuff. Even when we went back to the US for a hot minute before we came back, we got stopped in the airport because of all the totes that we had. And they're like, "Oh, you're coming from Africa?" And we were literally about to walk out of the airport when they stopped us and said, "We just want to like run these through the machine really quick to make sure." And they're like, why are you in Africa?" They were like interrogating us at the US
Wow.
airport. It was interesting. So, yeah, people they look at us a little funny because they don't see, it's not every day that you see a whole family with 12 to 15 big Costco totes in the
Right.
airport. So I mean, but after that, it wasn't really an issue. None of our stuff got taken or, they didn't really give us a hard time. They were just curious, I think.
I tell you, when we first met and y'all was telling us about the toast and stuff, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I had known." because we sold whatever we could sell. We sold it prior to coming because, our experience was a little bit different because was a struggle for us to get here, right? So we didn't take the opportunity of like being able to plan and figure out the best way and stuff like that. So it was more like packing these suitcases and going once
Mm,
my husband agreed to coming, right?
mm,
So thing I did do, I had a suitcase full of honey. I had honey and gift boxes,
mm.
and I had put as many as I could. And Ben was like, "Are you planning on taking any clothes?" Like, cause
You're like,
yeah, cause I was really like I was concerned. I didn't think I would be able to get my packaging here, which I'm right about. So I wanted to take as much as I could. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have bought hardly any clothes at all. That's because of my business, because of the African bee. I would have just had suitcases full of honey, right? I would have had totes full of honey if I had known. I just
yeah.
didn't know. So I would have done that differently. Other things that I would have bought. Well, one personal thing that I would have bought is bras.
Mm,
I'm top heavy.
mhm.
And I have to spend money on my bras, like, I
Same.
can't do no cheap bra. So
Same.
and,
Yeah.
I bought some prior to coming,
Mhm.
and it's expensive, right? Now we've been here a little over a year, and I have to like, I'm not sure exactly how to move forward as far as getting a good bra here. Do we have to go to Kenya to get some bras? What a great
Listen,
reason
I
to
was gonna
go.
say, if anybody's listening to this podcast and they know where the hookup is on a good, solid, high quality bra, please let us know.
Yes, please do because we need that. I
That would
think
be a great excuse to go to Kenya, though.
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
nice.
it's a necessity trip.
Huh. I mean, if I knew how to sew like Letitia does, I'd probably be making bras because I'm serious. I'd be like, because I've seen no
What if we could
shop
teach
that,
some ooh. What if we could teach somebody how to make a bra? Because we have it.
oh yeah, we can give them one of our bras and oh, wow.
We can start our own.
All right, y'all, we just found a business. Another one. That would be
It's a new
awesome.
business.
'Cause I know we're not the only ones.
No, we
We're not
can't
the only
be.
ones. Please.
Listen, yes, no, a high quality bra is, I went my almost my entire life just miserable. And then I found a place back in Michigan where I grew up. I found a place that had my size, not like they had my size in stock so I could actually try it on and see how it would look in real person. Like I didn't have to buy it and wait for it and have them order it and wait for them to bring it in because that's normally how it went. So I'm spending like $50 on a bra. I don't even know if it's gonna fit right. Waiting for them to bring it in so I can try it on just to say, nope, it doesn't work.
Right,
Refund it.
right. It's a lot.
It's a lot. But man, that would be pretty cool.
That would
They
be.
know how to sew here.
Absolutely. When I was growing up, back then, back then, you could go into even a Macy's or like
Or JC
I'm from
Penney.
Philly, so Gimbals or John
Campbell.
Wanamaker's, yeah.
We had Hudson's.
Okay. Okay. And you bought a bra, but there was someone to attend to you,
Ex-
to measure you.
yes.
Now that's a specialty.
It is a specialty.
Right. But before you could go to any of those department stores and have that experience. And so I've always worn good bras. That's one thing my stepmother did was make sure because the girls are very important, and
Yeah.
if you wanna keep them perky, you need to have a good bra from the start, not,
Okay.
don't be going no Woolworths or nothing to buy
No.
your bra. Does Woolworth still
Okay. No.
exist? No. So
No.
what is a store comparable to Woolworth?
Woolworth. I mean, JC Penney, but I don't know.
Yeah, JCPenney, when I was coming up, I felt like that was more of a catalog
It was a
than
cat.
an
Was it a
actual
catalog?
store
Okay.
for us. I don't think we Yeah, we were more, like I said, John Wanamaker Gimbals, That's where we shopped.
Yeah,
But
Macy's for sure.
oh, and Macy's, of course. I mean, it was funny, but you could get that service.
Yeah.
Here is really difficult to find a bra. If somebody's here, Rwanda, and they know where we can find a good bra, please
Yes.
leave it in the comment.
Yes.
And also Kenya or wherever a person may
Yes.
be, because we need that information.
Yes.
So I wish I had bought more bras.
Yes.
Okay. I wish I had bought a really good pot and pan set.
Ooh.
A really good one,
Mhm.
because if you do find one here, at least in Rwanda, it's very expensive, like outrageously
Because it's
expensive.
imported.
Yeah,
It's not
so
made here.
right. So
Yeah.
if you can get it, if you can bring it.
Mm,
That's what I would do, because I don't like these pots that we have,
mm.
you know.
Are they aluminum?
Some of them are aluminum. I really like stainless steel
Me
the
too.
best. I would have bought my pots if I had known. I would have bought if I had known about the totes. So that's good
Isn't that a
information that
great
you
idea?
shared.
I can't
Right.
take that one. That was all the planning. He's gonna love this. All the planning and the packing and the how to do it and, like, what to do, that's all my husband, Jason.
Okay.
Like, 'cause I'm always so like, "Are you sure? Are you sure this is gonna fly?" 'Cause he came to me and he's like, "We're gonna buy all these totes and we're gonna send these totes." I'm like, "Are you sure? Are you sure they're gonna let us on the airplane? Are you sure they're gonna let us check these totes?" He's like, "Yeah, it's not gonna be an issue. People have done it before." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" I was so like, it was just such a far-fetched idea in my mind. Of course, I looked it up. I called the airline. I double checked to make
Mhm.
sure enough.
Uh,
Actually, it was genius, genius, and they
yeah.
travel well. They stack, and then you can zip tie them so people aren't opening them and going through your stuff.
Yeah, that's
You can
decent.
zip tie all of them, and he had a trick because I can't remember if it's white zip ties or black zip ties, because if they cut the zip tie to look at it, they have to re-zip tie it. So if you get a specific color, you know when they've opened it, because they will change the color of the zip tie. I think the standard is black. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I'll have to go back and look. If I find out, I'll put it in the comments. I have to ask him. But I was like, "That's smart."
Yeah.
Um as far as, what I wish I had brought versus what I'm glad I brought, so Jason was very adamant about bringing cast iron pans, so we have a bunch of cast iron pans, and that was really smart.
That's really smart.
Because the baking stuff here and the cooking stuff here, I agree, is not the best quality. So if that's something that you care about, then that's something you might wanna think about for sure.
Mhm.
I realized too, it was really hard for me to pack when coming here because I had no idea what was here already. And to my surprise, there's a lot of things that you can get here that you don't
Mhm.
really need to pack and bring with you. If you like a specific kind of clothing, maybe you want to bring that. But for the most part, there's a lot of different styles of clothing that you can buy here, or you can have people make it for you. We brought a bunch of silverware, which you can get silverware here. You can
Yeah,
get
nice
plates. You
silverware
can
too.
get
Nice
coffee
plates.
mugs. You can get a lot of household goods. You can get electric tea kettles, you know,
Right.
you can get coffee pots here. And that's the other thing too, is I brought a lot of our appliances. And I think the thing that you have to remember is the power thing is different.
The converter, right? You need a step
Yes.
down or something
Ooh.
like that, right?
The most valuable thing that we brought here were converter boxes. We got, like, maybe 6 or 7 of them. I think we only have 4 left because we burnt out a couple of them. But
Mhm.
you wanna bring if you're bringing appliances that plug in, you wanna bring the specific kind of converter box that is equal to the voltage here, because it's
Right.
different than America.
Right.
You can't plug your American stuff in here without that converter box.
Right.
And it has to be at the right caliber because you can get a rinky dinky one, which I brought my hand mixer, which
Mhm.
you don't need to bring that either because they have the
Yeah,
hand
they have
mixers
those.
here. If
Right.
I had known that, I would have left it. I could have packed something else. And you don't need to get blenders, like they have blenders here,
I see. Well, okay.
but maybe they're not as
Blenders.
good as they
Yeah, like my blender is already
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
have
only
heard
been like
complaints about
6
the
months,
blenders
right?
because it's, like, cheap plastic.
Yeah, and I already don't I'm already not a fan of plastic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, if you have a good blender, if it's glass, that's what you like.
Yeah.
If you
Bring
can
it.
pack
Bring a
it
converter box
and bring your
and
converter box and your
and a
juicer.
regulator.
I had
We
a
have a
n
juicer.
n n
We didn't bring it. It's on the shipping container, but yeah.
I have a Nama. Yes. I am sick about not having my Nama here, like, and then, my daughter said she's gonna use it. It's still in her storage.
Collecting dust.
Ah, what a sin. I am so upset about that. But yeah, whatever you love to do, like, I really enjoy juicing and I know
Mm.
you're a baker. So,
Mhm.
think that's what I advise.
Mhm.
Think around that,
Yes.
you
Like,
know?
okay, so on that baking tip, like, I wish I have these glass bowls. I used to bake in them all the time. Why did I not bring them? Like, I think I didn't bring them because I worried that they would be too heavy
Yeah.
in the tote. Because you really get down to the wire trying to figure out, "What can I bring? What can I not
Right.
bring?" And, being a mom, you're always thinking about your kids, and you're
Yeah,
like,
you
"Oh, I
wanna
could pack
put
all the
them
stuff for me, but what
right,
about my kids?" You feel
right.
guilty, but whatever. That's another
Mm.
topic.
That needs to be put aside.
Yeah.
Bring what you need as well,
Yeah.
because, oftentimes, like bakeware, for instance, you're baking and your kids enjoy it, so,
That's true.
you know, um
And if you are bringing kids, like, if you're bringing kids, yeah, if you decide to bring your kids with you to Africa, they do have diapers here. They
That's
do have
funny.
baby wipes. So my recommendation is to bring, if you're allowed to bring a diaper bag on the
Bring what
airplane.
you need on the airplane, right,
Yeah.
and save
But
that
when you get
space.
here, you can go to the store and get a big old pack of diapers. It's not
Mhm,
a big deal.
mhm.
So if you're thinking about what can I bring for the baby, they have peanut butter here. They have
And the peanut butter is
bananas.
good too.
Yeah, peanut butter's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Um, you know, one of the things that I'm thankful for when we first came here is I have a kid who's a really, really picky eater. No names will be mentioned, but we all know who he is. And it was helpful for me, and I think it was helpful for the kids, is when we first came last year, back in February, we brought a lot of familiar foods, like snacks. Like, there's
Mhm.
these raspberry, blueberry fig bars that they love. They would back in the States, they would eat them every morning. They would be like, "Can I have a fig bar?" So we brought a bunch of those with us, and we brought some protein powder. So they really loved vanilla protein powder mixed with milk. Like, they just love it. With ice, it tasted like a milkshake to them. And that was easy to bring. We just repackaged it. So you just take the protein powder and you put it in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber
Right,
and almost weightless, right?
right.
But it's a good way because I know some people are thinking, like, I have small kids. I want to make sure that they're well fed, that they're happy. Because, when you have familiar foods, it just
It's
makes things a
comforting.
little
Yeah.
easier.
Mhm.
And also, you don't have to worry about your kids not getting enough nutrients, right? Because if they're hungry, they're grumpy, and it makes things a little harder, right? So I would say just bring enough snacks, familiar snacks for your kids for like the first couple months as you're teaching them to try new foods or
Mhm.
a different way of eating because things will change. It's not the same. You can't just go to the store and buy a bunch of frozen meals because that's not a thing
Right.
here, you
Which
know.
is probably a good thing.
So you just have to adapt and learn a new way of life and a new way of preparing foods. So I think that's a good buffer to have for the first month or so if you're bringing kids, especially. Maybe even for yourself too. Like, I know there's other people who have brought their sweet baby rays. I know people who anybody that's coming from the US, they will always request their grits.
We won't mention any names.
You know
The
who
Grit
you are.
Bandit.
My husband specifically, he always asks for Lowry's. He's like, "Bring me some
Yeah.
Lowry's, bring me some Dawn soap, and some
Mhm.
lemon pepper."
Yeah. Jason has since learned how to make his own lemon
Mhm.
pepper, right?
Yep, that's true.
See, I like doing things like that because I like to, make Caribbean dishes and stuff. So I make my
Yum.
own jerk, or
Yum.
my own curry spice. I was doing that in the States as I was trying to flush out all that fake food that we were eating.
Mhm.
So I was making my own spices and stuff.
Mhm.
So some of the things you cannot find here.
Mm.
That's an issue. Some spices you can't find here,
Grow them.
but you can grow them and then
Yes.
you'll be set, right? And so some spices, oh, my mason jars. Oh my goodness.
Janie, it at this moment as we speak, I have a cupboard full of mason jars. We had so many mason jars, we were using them to drink water out of. And I'm sitting here in Africa thinking about all those glass jars, wishing, because Jason was like, "We should pack them. We should bring them with us." I said, "No, what if, somebody comes over to the house and they need something to drink?" I should have just bought some, like, dollar store
I
plastic
hate
cups
that
and
I
left them in the
didn't.
cupboard. What was I
Right.
thinking?
But I mean, how could we have known? Right. And that's why we're talking about it.
Yes.
I do. Oh my goodness. I miss my mason jars, my glass bowls. I miss my Pyrex
Pyrex.
and cookware. Because, like if I was making macaroni and cheese, or
Yes.
speaking of macaroni and cheese, I mean, it's not the same, but it's in the family. Lasagna. I'll be happy when you make some more. It's delicious.
I made some earlier. I had to make some
Are we
don't get mad.
friends?
Don't
Are
get
we
mad.
friends?
We
Like,
are
what's
friends. Hold
happening
on.
here?
Wait a minute. I have a good reason. I will be making some soon. So, but last month was January, and that was my husband's birthday.
Yeah, I mean, I know you made some for his birthday.
Yes.
I forgive you.
It's okay. Thank you. It was a very, very special request. That was the only thing he
Absolutely.
asked for his birthday.
I
And
totally
it's
get that.
listen, when you make lasagna here, because the cheese, like if you want good cheese, it's imported, right? From like
Mhm.
France or Italy or wherever.
Kenya.
And it's that's a 50,000
I know. So let
Rwandan
me
franc investment in a lasagna,
look.
but
Whenever
it's
you're
worth
ready,
it
let
though.
me know. I'll
It's
I'll
so
be
good.
happy to go in with you because I would
Yes.
love to. It's that little store, Petit Marché,
Yes.
that has
You
imported
know they deliver.
cheeses. Girl.
I know.
So, yeah, so I miss those dishes
Yeah.
that, so, again, if a person likes to cook or
Mhm.
bake, it's good to bring that stuff. Just bring
Yes.
it. Because it may cost a little more, but it's so worth it because you're gonna pay for it here more because it's imported, like you
Mhm.
said, or if you try to ship it, you really gonna pay.
Mhm.
You're gonna pay the shipping fees, then you're gonna pay for it,
Mhm.
whatever they tell you to pay for it,
Mhm.
customs, or whatever. We covered personal items like bras. Other things for ladies is easy, like
Oh,
hygiene,
yeah.
right, is
That's why I
easy
didn't
here.
it's funny because I brought a bunch of tampons with me because I was like, I don't know. I don't even know if Africa has tampons, right? Like that
Mhm.
was just my thinking. Like, I don't know. So I want to make sure I have like what I need. And then the other day I ran out and I was like, I haven't seen tampons anywhere, but they do have them here.
Mhm.
They're in smaller boxes. They might be a little more expensive, but that's relative. It's not really that much expensive.
Right. And sometimes if you look at what it's made out of,
Hmm.
you may find that some of the dangerous things that are in tampons or whatever in the States may not be,
That's true.
and may not be here. Not all the time, but
Yes,
you
that's
you
true.
may notice a difference when you read what a product is made out of. So we covered. Oh, I'm glad I bought my French press, even though it's leaking and I need a new one. I'm still glad I have it. My husband is a gamer. His Xbox,
Okay.
girl. We bought his Xbox, and even though we had a converter, still blew out, like
Damn.
you said. So we went all around looking for another one, could not find. I'm not electrical at all, so he couldn't find what he needed. I don't know the name of it, but nobody could fix his machine. That's what it was.
Nobody
Nobody
could
could
fix
fix
it.
it.
I'm surprised. surprised.
Yeah, so we had to one of our brothers in the States sent us a new battery box,
Okay,
the cube thing and all that, and now he can play. But
nice.
yeah, he couldn't find I have to say this. You talking about a place that where you'll never hear, "I can't do it." This is the place, right?
Mm,
Because if you ask somebody, "Can you make this? Do you have this?" They will say, "Yes. Yes, yes, yes." Then you get there and they don't have it or they can't fix it, you know? But it's
mm,
like, I've yet to have anyone tell me, "No, we don't have that," or or, "No, we can't make this."
mm,
And on one hand, it's good because, like, I grew up in the era where you didn't say you can't. If
mm.
we said we can't, my dad or my stepmother would be like, "You can," like, "You can."
Change your language,
Yeah, and, so here, everything is "I can," but you just gotta be careful with it
but you gotta be
because
specific. Gotta start asking and, questions.
you could be specific all you want. They're gonna tell you that they can. Like, even Divine was laughing at me because I said, "Can you call around and see if anyone has this particular item?" I forget what it was, and she just laughed and she said, "They're gonna tell you yes. They're gonna say
Oh
yes."
my
She said, "So
gosh.
I'll just go there.
I'll
I'll
just go
go
there.
there."
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that
it's
is
the good and
interesting.
bad of that part.
Surprised that Ben wasn't able to get his game fixed because when I came here, I have a new Dell laptop and I've had to get it fixed twice here, and they've been able to fix it. And one day, Divine I love Divine.
Yes.
She is such a blessing. I work on my computer. So when my laptop died, there goes my way of making an income, right?
Right.
So, I remember the second time my laptop wouldn't turn on, I gave it to Divine. She took it to somebody to get fixed. They were able to fix it. I got it back in the same day and paid for her service and I paid to get it fixed. To get it fixed, it was like 30K, which to get my laptop fixed, which was like, I think in USD, that's like $25.
Mm.
And if you're from the US and you're listening to me right now, you know that $25 to get your laptop fixed is a game changer.
Mm.
And I got it back the same day. I didn't go to the computer store. I didn't stand there in line. I didn't wait for them to call me back. Some things are just easier here.
Absolutely.
And they're not as
Absolutely.
expensive, and I don't feel like I'm underpaying things. I feel like the US is overcharging, like,
Yes.
outrageously overcharging. But I also wanna talk about the things that we don't need to bring here. The things that Africa already has, like, we talked a little bit about that, like feminine hygiene products, baby diapers, baby wipes. They have formula here. They have high chair, eating chairs. They have cribs here. They have baby toys here. There's always people who come here from all over the world and they have different baby toys that they outgrow. So it's the same kind of scenario. Like there's moms back in the States. We go on Facebook Marketplace looking for baby stuff, kids' clothes. It's the same thing here. And you can find some really good high quality kids' clothes, shoes, toys, books, you name it. You can find it here. Everybody's looking to get rid of something. Okay. So you don't really need a whole lot of that here. I would say on the educational side of things, a little harder to find things.
Bring my books. I do regret not having my books.
Mhm. Yeah.
My Bibles for, to be specific, like I had the Sefer Bible, I had the Septuagint, I had all these books that I didn't realize that I could bring, because they're heavy.
They're so heavy and we were
Right.
trying to fly and
Yeah. And so
yeah.
I ended up giving them to my mom. Hey mom, I hope you're reading. Because I really miss my books. But yeah, like I had Apocrypha and everything. I really miss my books. I didn't know that I couldn't replace those things here, in country. So we went to the Bible Society. I was able to get a couple Bibles, but not to the level that I had. You can download the apps and stuff like that.
It's
But
different.
but that's different for me. I like to read. I like to turn a page. So I would say, what? I would say, what's precious to you? Whatever's precious to you that you use on the daily. Like you said, the clothes and the baby things and stuff, that's here,
Mhm.
right? But think of those things that you use on the daily that you know that
Mhm.
you may take for granted,
Mhm.
right? Because you're just so used to using them.
Right.
Think
Yeah.
about those things, what you do every day,
Mhm.
you know,
Or like the
and
small things that you enjoy. I think it's really grounding when you move into a whole new environment is to have something familiar that you enjoy. Like for me, I'm a big coffee cup person. So I have a coffee cup that my daughter got for me for Mother's Day right before we left. Or when we came back to visit, she got me this mug. So for me, it makes me think every time I drink out of it, it makes me think of her, it reminds me of her. So I was like, I'm bringing this with me. I have
right, your
another cup
favorite
that
thing.
I got for my boy that was really from Nana. And because she always regifts it and said, here, give it to your mom for Mother's Day. So I have that because it makes me think of her. Small little mementos. Like I have a hair clip that my one of my best friends, when she announced that she was having a baby girl, she gave us all like all of her bridesmaids, she gave us all these little kits, and there's like a purple clip in there that says you're gonna be an auntie. So I have this little purple flower clip and it reminds me of her. So that matters to me, like having these little things that remind me of the people and the things that I care about,
Right,
which is really
right,
people.
right. It's like a connection,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know my daughter also brought me a cup from when she visited Mexico. So I carried that with me, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
These things are important.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, like, for people who are coming, just look at your daily habits. Look at, what you put on your mantle or whatever, because, like, if you like pretty things, like, I really do like pretty things. So whatever I put on my mantle or my
Mm-hmm.
coffee table, they
Mm-hmm.
have some value. They
Mm-hmm.
have value to me, so I would
Yeah.
pack those things. If
Yeah.
I had to do it again, I would pack those things. Some of our artwork we gave away. Again, if I knew about the totes, I would have put some of those things in the totes. And there was African art, which is very funny to me. One of our brothers, he has it. And so it's also, that's another thing. The things that are important to you that you cannot bring, if you can give them to somebody you love,
Mm.
that's helpful because it gives me comfort to know that Nate has some of these things.
Mm.
You know, I had a bread maker. I had two. I gave it to one of my good friends. So
Yeah.
when I think, her name is Suzette. Hey, Suzette. So I'm just saying, I feel good knowing that she has it.
Got
I
you.
feel good knowing that Nate has our some of our artwork and stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't feel, that's a shame, but I just don't feel good about my Bibles not being with me because I am sure my mom is not reading them. She has her own Bible, so like the Sefer Bible or the Sefer. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. It's a challenging to read because they have supposedly the correct names for Yahusha and you know what I'm saying? It's a few steps away from what you're used to reading, and that's why I think she's not reading it. I think she probably looked at it and said, you know what? Let me go back to this King James. I
Let
understand
somebody
it
else
better.
read it and give you the
Yeah,
interpretation.
so I'm like, things like that, like think about those items. Because like you said, a lot of things are here regarding kids and hygiene.
Sure. I don't feel like you need to bring any furniture
I wouldn't bring any
except for a
furniture.
bed, like a mattress.
A ma-
That's
Girl,
the only thing. The mattresses are rock hard.
you might as well be sleeping on a daggone wooden table.
Yes.
I don't understand. Oh my gosh.
Yes. But
Oh
their
my
chairs are
gosh.
good, the tables are good, everything is
Yeah.
made out of like solid wood, it's high quality, it's not expensive, their wardrobes are good. You could draw something
And they
and
can
have
make it.
them build
Yes.
it by hand. You don't need to bring any furniture.
Yeah. But I don't know how a mattress would ship. Even if you had, now there are one or two stores here, at least two that I know of that sell quality mattresses.
Oh, Have you laid
Okay.
on any of them?
Yes, we went and we
Oh,
laid. We haven't purchased any yet,
you
but
know,
they'll have silly or something like that.
we have a bed that was in my mother-in-law's house that she didn't need. It was part of her full furnished apartment, so it's not hers. But we were like, oh, we'll take it because the boys needed a bed, and that mattress is actually pretty soft.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
wonder if that was like a higher quality mattress.
Maybe.
But the one that Jason and I have is
Ah,
like, you could knock on it.
it is
You could
so
just
bad.
get some drumsticks and do a beat.
It is really bad. A great thing about, at least here in Rwanda, remember family, that's where we are. So that's what we're
This is
talking
our
about.
experience, yeah. It's
Yeah,
not Africa as a whole, because
right.
yeah,
So I love when you move into an apartment, everything you need, the basics are here.
that's
For the
true.
most, I love
Most
that.
apartments are fully furnished.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I mean, you have some glasses, you have some plates. Even if
Yes,
the pots are cheap,
you still got
you
stuff.
still can come in
Yeah.
and start, living. You could make
And they have a
yourself a
washing
meal.
machine.
Yeah. So, in the States, that's pretty much unheard of. In addition to paying your deposits and your first
Yeah.
month's rent, you have to buy right away, your basics, your dishes and towels and sheets, all that's here
Yeah.
when we moved in. And this is our third apartment. These things were in the apartment, in each apartment that we moved in. So it's a norm. I mean, depending on what you like, it may not be enough. However, it gets you started.
That's true.
And I love that because
Yes.
you can then take your time and buy the other things that you need,
Yes.
right? But like plates, silver, glasses, bowls,
Yes.
sheets,
Yes.
it's here. And you can just add to it, or like in our second apartment, we didn't use the quilts, but it's okay. The whole point is that you can come in and you don't have to run out and immediately start buying stuff,
That's true.
right? You
Yeah. But Jay and I were able to buy a big fluffy blanket, like a comforter,
Yeah,
sheets,
we
bedding.
bought some too.
Yeah,
You
pillows. They have
know,
great pillows here.
where are you getting the great pillows from?
I'll
Because
have
I
to
need
ask
one.
Jason because
Please do, because I
they're
need
firm
one.
and soft at the same time. The one thing I noticed, because back in the States, Jason and I were really big like anti aluminum and anti fluoride. So I haven't found any anti aluminum deodorants here yet.
I have not found any either.
But I haven't given up hope because even though we've been here for a year, I feel like the way they advertise things here is a lot. Most of the time, it's word of mouth. So I'm just hoping that maybe I just haven't found it yet. And also, I
Yeah,
haven't found like a true anti. I mean, I think there's some. It's kind of hard to read the writing because English is not the first language here. So a lot of the packaging is like Arabic or French.
right.
And
Even when you get your medicine, like if you go to the pharmacy and get medicines, a lot of times the ingredients, the instructions, the
yeah.
precautions or whatever are in it,
Right.
or in Arabic or French.
Oh, and speaking of pharmacy, I remember that one day you guys were looking for a magnifying glass
Oh,
and we couldn't find one, and they said that you would have to have a prescription from a doctor to get a
right,
magnifying glass,
right, right,
which I find very curious.
right.
So
But
if
he
you're
was
that
going to
person that
make
needs a
it.
magnifying glass,
Bring it,
or
please.
if you want trying to, pluck your eyebrows or do your makeup and you need that big magnifying mirror or
Bring it.
whatever, that bright, yeah, bring it. Because I think glass is kind of hard to find here.
Yeah, and I guess that speaks to things being imported because it breaks. So people go the cheap way, right, or the inexpensive way. I put it that way.
Yeah.
But so if you want things like that, if you find them, be prepared to pay for them. A hefty price. So it's better to just go ahead and bring it if you can. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot more that we could say
True.
on this topic. So maybe our next podcast we can
Yeah, we can go more
go
in
in
depth.
more.
And maybe we can bring somebody else into the conversation too.
Maybe bring one of our husbands into the conversation because we're coming from more
Oh,
from a woman's perspective, of course. But they
That's a good
may,
idea. We could have Ben and Jay come in.
yeah, why not?
Why not? I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is a really popular topic of discussion, especially among people who are looking to move to Africa. So please do not hesitate to send us an email or drop us a comment about any questions that you have about the transition or relocating to Africa. We can answer your question to the best of our ability, or we can find somebody else that has the answer to your question. Whatever you need from us, we are happy to help. We're here for you. Thanks again for listening in on our conversation. We are so happy to have you guys here. Peace and blessings. Shalom.
Shalom, fam.